thing's choking me to death. Okay, so this is a short live because, quite honestly, I'm in the line to pick up the grand from school, and I just wanted to pop on and say hello to everybody. Uh, I do hope everybody's having a great day. My car, when I got in here, said it was 90 degrees, and we got a few little clouds in the sky, but it's hot. It's still hot. And here we are. Well, oh Lord, it's August 28th. I think that we would cool down a little bit, but so far, not particularly looking that way. Uh, what y'all doing? Are y'all having a good day? Are you having a productive day? Mine, I can't say was particularly productive other than just walking around the house, gathering the trash from every room to take out to the dumpster. It, we trash your people. Just plain and simple, we trash your people. Uh, and then, of course, I did do a little cooking today for my family because they start to get a little antsy if they don't ever have any home cooking. If they've always just got to eat meat, they don't really like to just eat meat. They like sides. And they like things, like yesterday we had the lasagna, pasta night, and then tonight we're having beef stew. Now, it's been cooking all day. That meat's just gonna fall apart, but that's okay. And I'm making some little rolls because they love little rolls. I love little rolls myself, but can't eat them. But yeah, so I did a few things like that, and then of course went and tried to visit some people on the YouTube. Because I feel like it's my not really my duty, but if y'all have taken the opportunity to, hey Nicole, if y'all have taken the opportunity to share your time with me, I should share my time with you. So yeah, and oh Lord, if it don't rain, there's thunder and lightning. It gets okay if it rains, but can't be no lightning. The grand wants to get in the pool today, so Nicole, I'm high on getting in that pool if that grand wants to get in that pool. Lord, I got to turn these vents so they point on me because this is ridiculous. Whew. I hope that noise isn't too bad. Hey, Fishing Ray, how you doing? So anyway, I thought for my husband, he loves anything with like, let's say a home cooked meal. Something with some gravy and he don't eat bread particularly, but so I thought, well, we do some beef stew because then what I tend to do with the beef stew is after everybody's had it one time, I turn it into some vegetable soup, and then they can have that for tomorrow for lunch, and then anything beyond that I can freeze dry it and put it in the freeze dryer and use it for whenever we want it. I love my freeze dryer. Right now it's full of eggs and lemon slices. I do the lemon slices because in the months that the lemons aren't really and truly growing, they're green, they're little green naughty things. You can take them and put them in your tea or what have you, make your cough syrups and stuff like that. So that's why I do the lemons in the freeze dryer. But my family wants me to do some more candy. So I guess I'll be doing some candy at some point. Hello, Beth Sunflower. How you doing? The My son has called me about 1,000 times today. He's working in West Palm Beach. He's down there where all the filthy rich people are, and he's like, "Mama, you wouldn't believe these houses. You just wouldn't believe these houses." He works for Massey Services. I'm doing fine and dandy, Beth. I can't complain at all. Oh, I bet you are fixing to close your pool. We don't ever really have to close our pool, but we do have a cover for it this year. Because last year it got gunk in it, and I don't like to have to get in there and get the gunk out. So we're going to try to put a cover over it. And this is also the first year our pool is a salt pool this year. So I don't know how that would work. So it's going to be an experiment. We're just going to see. I would love to be able to have the ability to get in the pool all the time, but the electric bill would be out just ridiculous. And we looked into solar, doing some kind of solar heating of the pool. But quite honestly, even that's not cheap. Buying all the stuff to do it. So there's only really honestly probably 4 months where I just go, okay, that's just a little too chilly for me to get in the pool. Oh, but when y'all close up your pool, I'm curious about this. Y'all close up your pool, do you drain it or do you just put a tarp or a cover on it? Hey Stevie, uh, I'm just curious. Thank you for the double tap. Yes, please do so. I know that for me, I love to get in water. And we do have one of them little, I don't know what you call it's a hot tub, but it's an inflatable hot tub. It's not one of them fancy dancy ones. My sister has fancy dancy. You can swim laps in it and all this kind of stuff. Mine is just one of them little inflatable ones where you could fit maybe 2 or 3 people who really like each other in it. And I do get in that sometimes in the wintertime. Uh, but I miss the water. I truly miss the water in the winter months. I've never been, well, I can't say I've never been to Canada. I have been to Canada one time, which I believe I told y'all about that lovely experience. Children just wanted to go to the McDonald's because it had the maple leaf on the sign. Lord help us. But what else y'all doing? Y'all doing anything fabulously fun? I was thinking about doing some. I like the doing ferment things for my mama because I think it helps her digestive system. So I'm thinking about doing her some carrots because the carrots are really good, and she would love to snack on those. Let me see here. I see somebody said hello. Oh Lord, honey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But I will say hello. I hate to be this person that says I can't read, but uh, I do struggle with some learning issues, if that's what you want to call them. It's not really dyslexia, but it's similar. So, okay, okay, okay. See, Nicole, we got a lot of the same things. If you notice, we like kindred spirits. Um, okay, well, I guess if you don't have to drain the whole thing, that's not quite so bad. I would, I think it cost, when we filled the whole thing up, I think it cost like $200 to fill the whole thing up. And we haven't really had to put a whole lot of water in it since we filled it up. We filled it up in April because we got the different pool in April. So it was April when we filled it up. And, a time or two we've put some in it, but mostly it's just rainwater. Nicole, is yours a chlorine or is yours a salt pool? Do I like baseball? Well, honey, I tell you the honest to goodness truth. I don't really keep up with baseball. I don't keep up with any sports, to be quite honest. Uh, I live in a community that used to house the Los Angeles Dodgers spring training. And so in my youth, we went, you could skip school. They would let you skip school to go to a baseball game. So at that time, I was a huge LA Dodger fan. Now this was during the Steve Garvey era. If that's a long time ago. Um and some of the ball players went to our church, which was kind of nice. Um Now we do here in Florida have a lot of spring training games. And my husband and sometimes my son will go to some of them. So, I keep up a little bit, but not, I mean, I sometimes will notice who's playing in the World Series. But as far as me having my own personal favorite team, not really. Okay, so yes, we do almost have the same pool. Oh, okay, lake water. Okay. I tell you what, the salt, Nicole. Okay, so my husband, bless his little heart, he does all the research, so I don't have to. And he bought, I want to say, it was about $100 worth of salt and paraphernalia. And he put it all in there when we first put the pool in. We ain't had to do nothing. Nothing. No other chemicals, no other anything. And we used to be buying chemicals all the time because, with our son, it would drain out your chlorine. But that is just fabulous. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, see, we don't have to put no shock in the pool or nothing. Hello, real outdoor living. Welcome. Oh, good Lord. My watch is a talking to me. How pitiful. Oh, dear Lord, this thing, you don't need to understand. Sometimes this technology just is way too much for me. Um, let's see here. Let me try to, I don't want to be putting my finger clean over y'all. Well, yes, off grid living. I don't live off grid. Well, you know that. I would like to be able to if the need ever arose, and so I do try to gauge our home and our world so that we could live off grid if necessary. Does that make sense? Yeah, do research it, Nicole, because like I said, it definitely uh saved us a lot of money in chemicals. We got this thing that connects to, we have it by our steps, but it connects to the pool and it kind of looks like a little bitty guitar, and it does this bubbly foamy thing, and it apparently converts the salt into the chemical that keeps the pool clean. Um, so yeah, well, thank you so much. Well, I try to be nice. It depends on who you ask whether they would say I'm a nice person or not. But for the majority, I think most people would say I'm fairly nice. I try to be at least. Um, oh, Nicole, thank you so much. You're so kind. I try to be kind. I try to be nice. Oh, Lord, help us. I had to send Mama to the grocery store. She's so cute. She'd been getting off work early. She had a doctor's appointment today. And so she calls me and she says, "Well, honey, is there anything I can get at the grocery store?" She loves to go to the grocery store. And so I'm racking my brain trying to figure out, okay, what can I possibly send her for? So the baby has decided that she loves Grandpa's Swiss rolls. So they've been down in these Swiss rolls, and they're not very healthy for them. I will admit that. So I sent her to the store for some Swiss rolls. Oh, yes, I love cheese pizza, but I don't eat cheese pizza, but I do love cheese pizza. I actually like a meat lover's pizza the best, but that's just me, Stevie. The rest of my family, my baby, oh, the baby loves cheese pizza. My son likes the meat pizza, and Mama, she don't care. She'll pretty much eat anything. I don't do peppers at all. I can eat the top off of the pizza once in a while, not very often. Um, and my husband always wants onion on pizza, which I can't do. I do like a bacon cheeseburger pizza, Best Sunflower. Those are delicious. I've had that. I had one that was a Philly cheesesteak pizza. Now that was delicious. Now my most favorite ever was in Chicago, and I want to say the name of the restaurant was called The Grinder, but I'm not positive. Anyway, it's kind of like it's in a near Lincoln Park in Chicago, and they have what they call a chicken pot pie, and they come out. It's very flamboyant in their theatrically, placing it and plating it for you, and he flips it over and stuff. Oh my Lord, have mercy! That thing was delicious. And I've only ever had it twice, but both times it was absolutely fabulous. I don't get to Chicago anymore because my daughter moved. So the next time I ever go, I will be going there. Definitely, definitely. So, but yeah, I like pizza. Okay, I've never had a guacamole pizza, but I do like guacamole. I do have an avocado tree as well. Actually, I have two avocado trees because, oh Lord, I don't know if you know anything about growing avocados, but you got to have two. You can't just have one tree because they have to pollinate each other or something or other. Yeah, my son, and when he eats pizza, how old's your son, Nicole? My son's 26, and when he eats pizza, it's like he eats a whole pizza. You don't you don't share a pizza with him. Um, but uh, it's one of those foods that I love, and I do. We used to have pizza night. This is years and years ago when my children were little, and my best friend Amy was still alive, and every Friday night we met for pizza at what we called Mr. Ralph's, which is actually the real name of it's the Italian Kitchen. But we met there every Friday night, and it was wonderful. It was one of those things where it was traditional, and the children loved it. And okay, 28. Okay. Well, see, now my daughter's 30. Oh, I can't believe she's 30. And like I said, my son, but those are the only children I have. Um, oh, okay, cheese doesn't like you. Well, that's a shame because I do love cheese. Um, oh yeah, just like my son, eat a whole pizza. Why's your neck hurt and your knee growing? Oh, okay, you live in Missouri. I've only ever driven through Missouri. It was beautiful country. Um, sometimes the little bitty mom and pop places have the absolute best food. Far superior to chain restaurants. Chain restaurants, well, they've been declining greatly, I think. So I enjoy, you know, some of the best food locally is like if you go to one of the little locally owned gas station type places, which those two are becoming far between, but they make some of the best like fried chicken and stuff. Um, well, there are some things it's like, well, I'm trying to think of something that I still would eat even though I know it would make me ill. Probably chocolate. I don't really eat much chocolate anymore because of my personal. I've inflicted these dietary restrictions on myself. Doctor hadn't said nothing. I don't have any kind of issues and so forth and so on. But I've chosen it for my own personal lifestyle. But um Yeah, I can't think of anything. There's stuff I don't like. Okay, Beth Sunflower. See, we have a little place in Ohio, and it's near Lima, Ohio, and they've got some of the best little mom and pop ice cream places that are very similar to like a Dairy Queen type thing. And they also serve some foods. Uh, my husband likes what they call a shredded chicken sandwich. Now, personally, it's stinky and it's not something I would eat, but he loves it. It's a regional thing. But they have some of the best ice cream that I have ever had in my life. And it's relatively inexpensive compared to what we have here. Now, we got ice cream places here, but literally, you go in and you get one scoop of ice cream, you're going to pay $8 for it. Granny just can't do that. That's just ridiculous. It does. Well, hello, Ohio Valley Prepping. Good afternoon. See, we don't have a Brahms ice cream. We have things like, well, we do have Bluebell. Bluebell's pretty good, I do have to say. But there's just something about in Ohio. I don't know if it's the fat content of the cream that they're using to make the ice cream in these little mom and pop places or what. But it is just absolutely delicious. And they're not chintzy with putting toppings on. If you want to go in there and you get a topping, you get a topping. Here, not so much. They think a little tiny sprinkling is just perfectly fine. It's like, okay, I just paid you $8 and another $3 for some topping. No. And hello, Darren. How you doing? So, anyway, if y'all are ever up in that region, uh, I guess it would. Is it called the Midwest? I guess yeah, Ohio would be called the Midwest. And I'm sure like Wisconsin probably has just absolutely fabulous. Any of the dairy states would probably have really good ice cream. Yeah. That's just my own personal assumption. I don't honestly know for sure. I had seen somebody talking about the chocolate and how the chocolate is so much better in Canada. Now, Nicole, you got anything on that one? Have you ever had American chocolate? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that Hershey's chocolate is the best chocolate. I'm not saying that at all. But, Godiva is really good, but this is also really pricey. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. That Dove chocolate's really silky and nice and everything. But I just thought it was interesting. I thought, well, I don't know what their difference is in their chocolate in Canada, but maybe I'll check it out sometime. So, what else is going on in y'all's world? I do hope that your neck starts feeling better. I do not contradict that your buddy Nick would be the best baseball player. Like I say, I don't really keep up with baseball nowadays, but you cheer for your team and your people. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be proud of the teams that you have. What's going off on Sunday afternoon? Yes, we. I put it in my shirt. Don't laugh. Okay, so half-ass ready, uh, Ohio Valley Prepping, and Rural 2IC. Okay, they do what they call the 0 hour. Okay, and it's on Sundays at 8 p.m. Now, this Sunday, the 31st, they have invited me to join them. So, if y'all stop by, I would just love it to see some friendly faces and, you know, ask some questions and have a communication line. It would be, um, it would be wonderful. See, Ohio Valley Prepping. I am so looking forward to it. In fact, I sent half-assed a text, not a text, but a um, what you call it, an email. Uh, I don't have your email, so I couldn't send one to you. But I do have a question for you. Don't I'm not gonna say it on here right now, but I do have a question. Um, okay, so you're just having growing pains. Well, honey, I hate to be the bearer of this news. I don't know how old you are, but you end up having growing pains your whole life. Because there's a little tiny period sometimes in there, about 20, where you're like, whoa, you are done. No, not so much. And then you start going into your other, years, and you're gonna always have a little something, something going on if you giddy up. That's just life. But don't be discouraged. Life is good. Real outdoor living. I look forward to seeing you there. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to scroll up on this here thing. Okay, okay. Ohio Valley Prepping. I will look again because I looked and I couldn't find. But I'm a little technically challenged. I can always get my son to help me, or even my husband, even though he don't really like to help me with things like this. He's more of a fix the Mustang type person. He's got to mow the yard today, I think, or maybe this weekend because Labor Day's Monday, so he doesn't have to work Monday. Neither does Mama. And I don't know if my son has to work or not, but Lord, that means they'll all be home for 3 days. Ooh, I like my alone time. I'm just saying. They know it. They know I like Mondays because they all go to work. Bull riding. Oh, that is fun, honey. I love a good rodeo. Now, are you going to dress appropriately? I mean, I don't wear. Well, I used to wear a cowboy hat. I used to have the little pointy toe boots and everything. I don't have all that no more. But uh, rodeos are fun. And oh, them little rodeo riders, they are young. Now, I know part of it's just I'm getting older, but uh, and I don't know how to say this. They usually tall and lanky. Have you ever noticed that? And so it scares me too because they could be just mauled and broken up and everything. But it is exciting. I do enjoy a rodeo. How come this thing don't scroll all by itself? Oh, that sounds fabulous, Beth. See, I do buy a baseball cap once. Oh, what? Gotta make sure the car don't turn off. Um, a baseball cap once in a while, but I used to have a really fancy cowboy hat. This was way, way, way back in the day. Um, but I do like a cowboy hat. I think if I'd ever go to Texas, I might would buy myself a whole outfit. The hat and the well, I might would have to win the lottery first, but I would probably get myself the whole Western wear outfit. Oh, now that's not nice, but I do like guacamole. Um, See, real outdoor living, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, I miss my family, and I particularly miss my grandbaby. Children are just special, but I know they coming home that night. It's not like they're gonna be gone for days and days and weeks and months. Um, so I enjoy a few hours where I can just pretty much do whatever I want to do. Yes, Ohio Valley Prepping. You tell them. Y'all pay attention to this man. He's very, very, very intelligent. Stevie, are you hungry, honey? Because you keep talking about this. I believe, Beth, I may have seen your short from the rodeo. The last rodeo I went to was over in the Kissimmee, Florida area, and I have that's they do a really big one over in July. Um, I haven't been horseback riding in years, but I do like it. In fact, I looked at a vacation that's at a dude ranch in Montana, and it's an all-inclusive thing. Now, honey, it ain't cheap in any way, shape, or form. But I've always wanted to go to Montana, and so I thought, well, I'll just look and see. And I don't know if I can talk my husband into that. Yes, Clearmont does have, Jeff, you are correct. We actually, the state of Florida is one of the largest horse communities. Um, we have, um, Homestead has a huge racetrack, and then of course the Ocala area has the race horses. They raise the race horses. And right down the road from me is, those little buggies. I don't know what harness racing. It's the Harness Racing Training Center, and it's huge. I kind of enjoy riding by there and watching them go around. I have a friend in Ohio who actually owns some of those horses. It is kind of neat to watch. I don't really go. You can go on. We got like little gambling houses, uh, and you can go and watch and bet on them. Now I don't do any of that, and I do want to go someday. It's kind of sort of not really a bucket list, but just something I thought I might like to do is go to the Kentucky Derby. I just think that might be fun. But then as I get older and I watch it, I think, well, no, I don't want to be around all them people. Now, if I win the lottery, I might would go and sit in one of them little fancy booths. Uh, you know, if y'all ever sat in a fancy booth at a sporting event, I have, because I have some friends who are filthy rich, but um it is a totally different experience than going and sitting with the normal population. I am more of a normal population person. However, I do love the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Even though I'm not rich and famous. Oh honey, I would wear the most outrageous hat. It would be appropriate, but it would be like neon or something. It would be lovely if I wore a hat to the Kentucky Derby. In fact, I do have a cousin from Kentucky who is an assistant horse trainer who had a horse in the Derby a few years ago. Just a little FYI on that. Uh, Yes, honey, they bring you food and drink and all kinds of stuff. You get little like souvenirs and stuff if you're in one of them little fancy booth things. Oh, okay. Well, see, my people are from Corbin, Kentucky. All right. Uh, and that's right off 75. In fact, okay, look, another little. We lived in Corbin when I was a very, very, very young child. Oh yes, a mint julep, honey. You got to have a mint julep if you go to the Kentucky Derby. Um, but anyway, we where was I? Oh Lord, I done lost my train of thought. I was reading and it went. Did y'all do that? I think it's a sign of me getting old. I'm not sure. Well, see, when we go from here and we're gonna drive to Ohio, we take 75. And oh, I know what it was I was gonna tell you. We take 75, and we generally stop in Corbin. Uh, at least to get gas and wave to the family. But anyway, when we were young and we lived in Corbin, uh, my aunt worked for Colonel Sanders, the real Colonel Sanders, and this was like the very first one that he had. And every day after school, her daughter would pick me up from school. I go near Lima, Ohio. Anyway, she'd pick me up from school and she'd take me by that. the original Colonel Sanders, which was actually blue and white. And he would walk out this screen door and hand me a chicken leg. See, I do that kind. Or you go into a room and you forgot what you went in that room for. So yeah, um, Joy, I did not see you sneak in. Did you sneak in on me? Well, see now, Jeff, the KFC up there, it was different. It was a family style restaurant, and you could go in and you could order stuff other than just Kentucky Fried Chicken. You could order meatloaf. You could order spaghetti. It was a family style restaurant, and he was there, and so was his wife. His wife often did the cooking. Peanut oil is okay. Peanut oil, the reason they use peanut oil, in case you didn't know this, peanut oil has a burn temperature that's much, much higher than most other oils. Now, when I cook, if I'm gonna fry something, which I don't generally fry anything anymore, I either use bacon grease, because I do save on my bacon grease, or I use lard or tallow, because those are best for me. Now, everybody's got to do what they're going to do. I don't use any of the seed oils other than occasionally a really high quality olive oil. Just an FYI. Yes, Colonel Sanders was, first of all, I mean, he really wasn't a colonel. You do know that. But he did look exactly like what is on the little box of chicken that you get. He did dress like that. Um, See, there's in it's in Lima, or one of the little tiny communities near Lima, Ohio, and they have this old barn, and it has a all-you-can-eat buffet, and they have they either Mennonites or Amish people that work there, and they do. You're right, honey. They got the best fried chicken. It is to die for, and their meatloaf, mm, delicious. I think now some of their desserts are really, really, really good, but not all of them. Some of them are a little odd. So, did you process the meat birds yourself? Ohio Valley, I'm glad you did too. I I try to come on. I know I do a lot of the shorts, and and there's a reason for that. You know how that goes. But I am trying to do more lives. And I do find that, unfortunately, the best time for me is sitting here in this line, because I ain't got nothing in the world going on then. The rest of the time, I got the dog. I got just tried to call. But you get all these phone calls throughout the course of the day. So I find that if I do this in the car, it works out better for me. I don't know that it works out for everybody else, but hello, Happy Hooker. That's a fun name. Are you out there on the water right now? Cause it looks real pretty. I can't see the water from right here, but it does look like it be. Well, the car says it's 90, so you'd be heating up. North Storm, hello, darling. Oh, okay. You sitting in the backyard? I'm gonna be in the backyard in the pool once this baby ever gets out of school. If she still wants to go swimming. Now that was the plan as of this morning, but that can change. You know how they are. She's 6, and her daddy's gonna be late tonight getting home, so she's gonna have to just deal with Granny. But we're good with that. We'll come up with something to entertain ourselves. So Nicole, I still am curious. Do you process them birds yourself? Because I don't know that I would want to do that. I could do it, but I don't think I would want to. Now, my husband, he don't have a problem in the world with it. Um, in fact, when he was a child, they would do hundreds of birds on their farm and process them. Um, but me, whew, I just don't know about that. In fact, when I was pregnant, I couldn't look at red meat or blood. It would make me sick as a dog. So, what else is going on, folks? We have covered quite a few topics today. Did you notice that? I'm sorry if I'm wiggling the TV. If I'm wiggling, today you're on my phone. Sometimes y'all are on my tablet, but today y'all are on my phone. I have finally figured out how I can rig it up so that I don't have to hold it. Because quite honestly, trying to hold my phone and do a live or do any of it for any prolonged period, well, yes. See, Jeff, that's the thing. It's a messy process. And I'm just, well, quite honestly, okay, see, I could wrap them, Nicole. That wouldn't be a problem. I could do that part. But the other stuff, mm-mm. Really? It's only 68 degrees? Wow. Y'all, I hope y'all aren't in for a really hard winter. We don't, 68 would be very cold here. Uh, we haven't had a freeze here. I'll knock on some wood or something. We haven't had a freeze here in about 3 years. And when we do have a freeze, it's just a little dip. It freezes in just a little dip. Um, yes, I have. I don't know what kind of phone I have. I hope you've got some uh firewood or some kind of heating. We went the last time we went up. Well, not the last time, but we went up to Ohio in February, and the heater was not working. Oh Lord, have mercy. Well, so I'm getting every quilt and every blanket and everything out of all the rooms because when we get there, it's generally late at night, and my husband has to unwinterize everything. So anyway, we had no heat, and he thought he was gonna die. See, Jeff, I'm in South Florida too, so I don't really worry too much. Find enjoy, honey. Don't be sorry. You got things to do. Life goes on. Um, but anyway, we had to go to town, and I didn't go to town. He went to town, and he bought these space heaters because he ain't gonna be cold. And I thought he was gonna run us out of there. I was like, okay, we can't have it quite this hot in here. But cause I like a little coolness when I sleep. I don't know about anybody else, but I like to sleep in a cool temperature. But we just used those space heaters because we weren't there but like 4 or 5 days. And it was cold. It snowed pretty good. And that's the whole reason we went was to show the grandbaby snow. But the last time we were up there, when we took the grandbaby this summer, he was able to fix the heater air conditioner thing. So thank goodness we are so blessed that he knows how to do that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I've been in minus well, I don't know if it was minus 42, but the minus 10. I know I've been in minus 20 when we were in Ohio before, and woo, tell you what, it's not necessarily that it's minus 20, it's the wind. When that wind and it's that cold and that wind comes and just whips through you, um, that's when it's like, okay, that's when it hurts. And, I don't have a lot of winter clothes. Now, I have a lot of clothes that I just leave up there, that are like my winter coat. I just took it up there because I was like, okay, I'm never going to use it here. And we bought the baby, the snowsuit, and she did the snow angels and all that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah. But, no, our temperature, well, it's 90 still, but, um, if we get in the 50s, everybody's got a parka on and thinks they're going to freeze slap to death. Off her meds, yeah. Uh, I would love to do a white Christmas, and be up in Ohio. I don't know that we will ever be able to do that because we wouldn't be able to take the grandbaby. And quite honestly, at this point, we got to stay here where the grandbaby is, to be able to have Christmas because, Santa Claus still comes. But I do enjoy going up and seeing, uh, oh my Lord, -50. Ooh, that's some cold, honey. I hope you got proper, well, I'm sure you do because you're from Canada, so I'm sure you do have proper clothing and heating. In fact, I said this earlier, the other day, I'm in looking for a wood stove to have in Ohio. Um, Not in the house, but in the, what is called the garage right now, to convert for a, um, basically a canning shed and type thing. So I keep looking and I keep hoping and praying I can find just the right one that I want because we got plenty of wood up there, and I can always send my husband out there to get some more. We have propane heater up in Ohio, but we turn everything off. We winterize it because one year we weren't here and we left everything going, and it ended up being like $200 a month. And it was like, you know what? We really don't have to do that. As long as we drain them pipes and all, and that's not, I say we loosely because it ain't me doing it, it's him. We really don't have to leave anything on up there. So, oh, that would be wonderful. Y'all come on and visit. I live in a really nice location. It is a vacation spot, quite honestly. And we've got some fabulous campgrounds and stuff right around us. Hello, California Dreaming. All right, y'all, I got to go because this little thing's going to get out of school. She gets out at 3 o'clock. Well, actually gets out at 3:15, but I get to move the car at 3 o'clock. Um, yeah, I don't think we're very far at all. So, lovely to see you, Ohio Valley Prepping, and I will look and see if I can find that address. Y'all behave, be kind, and thank you for joining me. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Got to figure out how to turn it off. Good Lord, have mercy. Swipe down. Mm-hmm. Okay. This thing's asking me how to do a poll. Good Lord.